Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Ireland Live for Tuesday, the 4th of March, 2025. Jesus, the week is starting off again as we left off last week. The triple lock is gone. The neutrality is gone. It's just gone ridiculous, people, hasn't it? I'll bring Orla up there. Hello, Orla. How are you?
Well, how are you?
Well, it's been eventful, hasn't it? Again, in the last 2 days. Jeannie Mac, this is ridiculous. Like,
I'll go.
the triple lock is gone. Our neutrality is gone. Like that can't be. That has to go to a referendum. There's no way that they can just rush that through like that, just to suit the European masters. Like, you know what I mean? That's all this is. You know, it's.
Well, as I keep saying, people need to start waking up very fast, unless they want their sons coming home in body bags.
Well, now you have it. Like, you know what I mean? How are you, Paul? How are you, Chris? How are you, Orla? How are you?
Hi, Chris.
Hey, Orla. But,
Hi, Vincent.
Like, it's just crazy, really, really crazy. Like how people can't see what's going on here. Like,
No.
Like Trump ran Zelensky out of the White House last Friday, and then the Europeans now are all backing them. Now England are sending weapons and this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? And you know, it's just. It's like rats on a sinking ship, like, you know what I mean? They're all just clutching at straws, like, you know what I mean? It's really, really crazy. Like, I can't understand how people have let this happen, you know what I mean?
I know.
You know, Paul Murphy, listen, I don't agree with him on much, but Jesus Christ, he gave a great speech the other night about it, you know what I mean? But just let me see.
Well, you see all these messages, you know, people coming in and they keep saying things like, oh, you know, this is what people voted for, you know, they voted the same people in, and this, you know, this is what happens. But there's a hell of a lot of us out there did not vote for this. You know,
yes.
We voted for only nationalists. I know I did.
Exactly.
You know?
I did too, yes. Yeah.
We didn't vote for Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, Sinn Féin, any of the rest of them.
No.
We voted for nationalists, you know? So, like...
Yeah, what is the EU calling it? An oath of willing or something like that? Yeah, I think so, yeah. Do you think the EU is dying? Yes, I think it is. I think this is it now. This will be make or break for it. You know what I mean? Like England aren't even part of the EU, so you know why are they jumping on the high horse? Like, you know what I mean? Why are they getting involved? They don't need to get involved. You know what I mean? But they'd have one of the biggest armies there. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, that's the only reason. Like, you know what I mean?
But England, or should I say Great Britain, have been involved in wars for years. We haven't. We are a neutral country. How in God's creation are our sons and daughters supposed to go to war? They're not going to be able to manage. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, like, what we have at the moment is peacekeeping, not peace enforcing. Like, there's a huge, huge difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
And these wars have nothing to do with us. You know?
And
they're not.
Pledged 100. We pledged 100 million.
Yeah, I know. I know.
You know,
I know.
And we have like 15,000 Irish homeless. Like,
I know.
Like, it's bad enough you're giving it to the refugees coming in. Now you're giving it to Ukraine. Like, come on, like, you know what I mean?
Well, why are you giving him 100 million when he can't seem to even find? Did he ever find the billion euros? Has that showed up in one of his mansions or his yachts or wherever he put it, his back pocket? Because it just seems to have disappeared at the face of the earth. And now we're giving him 100 million. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, what's there? Paul, England is still in Europe, you mad thing. The EU is economic base, two different things. Yeah, okay, well, the EU, they're out of the EU, sorry. Technically, the UK isn't part of the EU, but still bound to it because of ECHR as part of their laws to an extent. Okay, thank you. A lot of people did not vote at all in the UK. They want to join EU under new government there.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. Aren't you? You're having a bit of crack. You all right, bud?
Yeah.
But
I did listen.
I have someone listening to me here while I'm live, you know what I mean?
Right, okay.
But
Bad
I
language,
tell you what,
Paul.
no bad language. No. My dad will be watching.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to there's a few of them here.
Pick that one up there, yeah. No.
We'll go with Tobin, and we'll see what he had to say outside the door.
Of Irish neutrality, it by definition means that Ireland does not align with any existing military bloc. There is a big push for a number of years to get rid of the triple lock, and there's a saying in politics, never waste a crisis, and we believe the government are using the current crisis in relation to Ukraine as a mechanism to start to send Irish troops as part of EU missions. The Taoiseach has, in the last 3 years, says he agrees with the idea of changing EU treaty change mechanisms to allow for decisions to be made on security and military issues, which would dilute Ireland's say on those issues. And obviously the Taoiseach currently is making a big play about changing the triple lock. It must be said from the start that the triple lock was introduced as a mechanism to get Nice 2 passed in 2001. So Nice 1 failed because the Irish people had serious misgivings around the issue of Irish neutrality, and in an effort to get Nice passed on the second occasion, the government introduced the idea of the triple lock. So we in Aim 2 are saying very clearly, if the government want to change the triple lock, they need to go back to the people in way of a referendum. It was introduced as a basis of a referendum. It was a key part of the delivery of that referendum decision. And if the government wants to get rid of the idea of a triple lock, they need to ask the people. It's very clear to us that the vast majority of people are significantly opposed to the idea of getting rid of Irish neutrality and of the triple lock.
That was him there talking about that now, and he's right. It has to go. Jeez, we're flying to people.
We cannot allow this to happen. I mean, if we do, Ireland is finished. It's finished.
Yeah.
If we're going to allow our children to be killed over in wars, then there's no hope for this country.
Yeah, all these governments used to be sly about the bullshit. Now they don't even try to hide it. Yeah. Mm. Where is O'Gorman hiding? Yeah, that's another one that needs to be found.
Hopefully
as well.
in a locked room somewhere that the key has been lost forever and ever.
Moving closer and closer to a European army with conscription. Yeah, it's this is what's going to happen. You know what I mean?
But were we not warned about something like this coming up to 2030?
Yeah, we were. Yeah, our neutrality is vanity. We have to join the fight. No, we don't. I don't think so.
Not right. No.
I'm not fighting anyone else's war. Nothing got to do with us, lads. I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't want my kids or I don't want your kids going over and fighting someone else's war. If you want to sign up, actually, somebody sent it to me there. I'll have a look for it now in a while. I think one of the girls put it up, Aisling O'Loughlin or somebody like that, put it up, showing you exactly what to do. And
what does he mean by what does he mean by vanity? I mean, you're protecting your children because it's them who's going to be sent over.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah. Let's hope he's not up at a skyscraper. Yeah, all jokes, lads. Yeah, okay. Remind me, what is the triple lock?
But you know what, Paul? We knew this was coming because the Keep. Oh God, I hope not. It's coming when they keep dropping it into conversation. Time and time again, it's all over the papers. It's all in the news. You know what I mean? I had it up about the fighter jets. Fighter jets. Why would we need fighter jets? All of a sudden, we're getting them, and they're going to be 100 million.
But I haven't looked much into this now. I haven't looked much into this triple lock. But basically, it stops you from being sent to these wars, doesn't it? Basically, that's it. You know what I mean? That they can't veto for you to go to the war. But that's all been written up since 2005 or 2006 or something like that, in the Defence Act or something like that. This is what Murphy was saying. If it's in black and white, it's in black and white. You can't change this without a referendum, and it's as simple as that. I'm sorry.
This is not some little, decision. This is absolutely, this is life changing for the people of Ireland. Life changing.
It is.
And there's not a hope in hell that my son has been sent to any war, and I can tell you that now.
No, I'm the same. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? You bring them up all their lives till they're 18 or 19, and then they get shipped off over there to be killed like cannon
From my
fodder.
dead body, is that
No
happening?
way. And you know what I'm gonna play this here. This is for these people, the warmongers who want to be sending kids to this. Okay, let me just have a look and see if I got it. Yeah, I'm gonna play this, and me and you only spoke about this the other night. This is the kind of child that these are sending to these what you call it, the front line.
Was a Ukrainian soldier with Down syndrome named Vokarov, nearly causing the entire squad to perish due to a mortar operation mishap. According to Ukrainian media, Ukraine is currently facing shortages not only in ammunition but also in qualified personnel. The video reveals that Vokarov, under the taunting of veteran soldiers, was instructed to operate a mortar. Unfortunately, he loaded the shell incorrectly, almost leading to a catastrophe. Afterward, unaware of his mistake, Vokarov was verbally and physically abused by the veterans, leaving him terrified and crying in the trench. War is brutal, and even for able-bodied soldiers, the survival rate on the front lines is low. For someone like Vokarov, who has Down syndrome, escaping a tragic fate is even more unlikely. Sent to the front lines despite being unable to care for himself, Vokarov stands little chance of participating in combat and risks becoming cannon fodder. Rumors suggest that his comrades even considered using Vokarov to attract Russian drones, and one Ukrainian veteran reportedly wanted him to test for landmines.
Like, that's what's being sent out to the front lines. Like, lads, come on. You know what I mean? This is what you're shouting for. This is what... You know what I mean? It's old men now, and they're pulling kids off the street, and it's horrendous.
I'm literally biting the inside of my cheek because I am so goddamn angry.
Oh man,
if anyone stands by this, there's something seriously wrong with them.
Anybody
that
with
young
Ukraine
man had
flag
Down
in their
syndrome.
Anybody that has a Ukraine flag in their bio needs to give their head a wobble. Yeah. I'm telling you now. Watching all this stuff that's going on here, Zelensky was put in his place last Friday night, as I said, and he came back over here then, and they all backed him because they're all in on this money-making racket. Yeah. Every one of them, they're all making money from it.
I know. It's disgusting. And then these young men been like lifted off the streets and shoved into vans, and them kicking and screaming and all this. Like, Jesus Christ Almighty! Like, this is what war is. Like, what is wrong with people?
I really don't know, honestly, Orla. I don't really know.
You need to wake the hell up. We warned about all this. We all said that this was going to happen, that this was coming down the road.
The far right, the right so far, what?
Yeah. So I hope they remember this now when they were in taking their Fianna Fáil and their Fine Gael and their Sinn Féin, instead of voting for a nationalist, who would have done their best to try and stop this.
Yeah, exactly. But it's crazy, look. You know what I mean? It really is. I'm going to just share this.
Disease like this. Imagine if we had like heart pressure monitors or something like that. Blood pressure monitors or heart monitors. I swear to God, they would be up. Oh my God.
I will never allow my kids to fight for these scum. I won't either, I'm being honest with you. Even Ukrainians are let down themselves by their own government. Can't people see that? But we not replacing a flag. Simple as that for show.
We have plenty of Ukrainians in this country. If there's a war, they go back and they fight in their own country, not send over our children.
Yeah, listen, I've seen one or two of the lads that's here, you know what I mean? And they have spoke to me and told me that, listen, there's no way they were fighting for that to be killed, because that's exactly where they were going, to the front line to be killed. Yeah. Would you do it? I wouldn't do it, you know what I mean? And if you don't go, you get shot. You know, we've seen the videos, like RTE television, Russian television is banned in Europe for a reason. Like, you can still get it on Odyssey, you can. If you want to go on to RT and watch what's going on, you'll see what's going on, you know what I mean? Instead of the bullshit you know, there's thousands of Ukrainian men here. Let them go back and fight for their own country.
For their own country, exactly. The only country that you should fight for is your own country. That's it. Nobody else's country, your own country.
Yeah. Gather up all the male Ukrainian cowards in Ireland and send them back to fight. Listen, okay. I don't know, you know what I mean? I don't want my kids to go fighting, so we need to fight this, and a referendum or something needs to be done, you know what I mean? No matter how many Ukrainian men we send back, they're still all going to get killed. It's a suicide mission. They're all going to get killed, and they'll still want to send their kids. That's the way it is. That's the facts of this. Like, you know what I mean? They don't care how many people they put in there to be bombed. You know what I mean? And like the funny thing here is, people don't realize any artillery shit or anything that Russia have lost, that's all old stock. That's stuff from the 80s and the 90s that they were using their different tanks. They have new stuff there ready just to do whatever they want. You know what I mean? Like, if he wanted to take over Kiev and everywhere else, he would not have a problem taking that over. You know what I mean? It's, you know, people are left thinking that this all started in 2022. Like, this all, listen, this has gone on a long time. Victoria Nuland took over Ukraine in 2014, and that's a fact. You know what I mean? What are we saying? He's fighting the war and send men could fight over there. Yeah, Davina, what's this? Get Strummers evaded, grab stuff to keep them out. Oh, stop them taking your children. Yeah. Oh, Paul, that's American Russian propaganda. Come on, guys, for fuck's sake. What is American Russia propaganda? Tell me there, Irish edition. Because I'd like to know, because I watch RT television myself, like, you know what I mean? I don't watch any of this shit. But go on, tell me what I'm talking about. IPAS Centre's front line with the Rainbow Brigade, yeah. They want the European men to die so there's no one left to defend their nations. Yeah, hey all.
Hi, Johnny.
I find those who supported lockdowns and vax passports. Yes, I find that too.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
No referendum, Paul, neutrality or bust. You said it yourself, the vote is rigged. We cannot trust a referendum on something so serious. I do, yeah, but listen, if you remember rightly, they thought they had a yes vote last year. They thought they had that in the bag. You know what I mean? They were going around, the bookies and all were going around. It was crazy, like, you know what I mean? It was. But I think we could win a referendum. It is very serious, Joan. You're right, it is. But we need to have something here. They can't just change that at willy-nilly at the drop of a hat just to suit themselves, you know what I mean, and suit Europe, you know? So,
no.
People think they won't do that here, or look at what they've done to peaceful protesters. People won't have a choice. Yeah, she's right. She's right. The cokehead already made a deal with Starmer before he set foot in the White House. Staliner, yeah. We're not voting our way out of that. Okay, Eddie, I don't think so. I'll buy a chainsaw, have it revving at the door if they come with my children. Yeah, I'll be the same. Some people doing the thinking and groundwork and the rest are crickets and carry on, nothing to see here. It's true. There's a lot of people working in the background here, and there's a lot of people doing nothing. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's all part of the replacement, folks. Have white men destroying each other. Yeah. Jesus, they're flying in here today. Electric chainsaws aren't very good, to be honest.
Need petrol ones.
Yeah. Nothing to smell. Two-stroke. Jesus, these are flying in. I noticed there's not many Irish gobshites heading over to fight since the novelty wore off. Like, why would you? Why would you do that? You know what I mean? NATO have been in there from the start. Remember when they surrounded the nuclear plant? European soldiers were in there and they were caught out. Yeah, it's true. And then you have America doing the Nord Stream pipeline. You know what I mean? I'm actually gonna.
That's very. See, Letitia's comment. That's very true. I've seen a few people saying stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put this up because you actually sent this to me. TDs claim over 500 grand. That's €500,000 in expenses in first month of the Dáil.
Oh yes,
The annual parliamentary standard allowance is paid to members of the Oireachtas on a monthly basis and split between travel and accommodation costs and office costs. Oh my God. Seriously?
Oh, we go to the next page.
Hang on there. I
sent you the two.
Sorry, yeah. Hang on, I'll just share that there. I wanted to take it down because in case I had something else there. TDs can claim between 9,000 and 34,065 a year in travel and accommodation expenses, depending on the distance between their home and the Dáil. This means the largest claims come from those TDs who live furthest from the Dáil. Cork South West TD Michael Collins claimed the most in December at over $4.5 grand, followed by fellow Cork TD Holly Cairns and Kerry's Healy Reyes at nearly $4.5 grand each. Dublin-based TDs Jim O'Callaghan and Owen, as well as Gillian Toole and Aisling Dempsey from Meath, waived the travel accommodation allowance. The figures released by the houses of the Oireachtas also show that senators claimed 126 grand in expenses in December, despite the Shannon not sitting between November and February. How can you claim for expenses if you're not there? Like, Doge, we need to get Nick Delahanty or Doge into this, look, to check this out. Like, the annual parliamentary standard allowance is paid to members of the Oireachtas on a monthly basis and split between, we said that already. But how can you claim 126 grand for expenses in December when you weren't there?
I know.
What expenses have you got?
Correct me if I'm wrong, because obviously I don't follow Social Democrats. Was Holly Cairns not on maternity leave? Did she not just have a baby, which means she wouldn't be in work? So what is she claiming expenses for if she's not in work?
Yeah, in December. She wasn't there in December. Yeah, she's been out on maternity leave for a few months now.
As I said, the Irish taxpayer is being played for an absolute and utter fool. You know?
Yeah. Joe Mulligan, only if the ballads are watched like a hawk. That's from Colette Paula. Yeah, we'd have to watch them this time, Joan, and Colette, we would. Yeah. Can anyone tell me, is that peninsula in Ukraine they're fighting over is the same as Crimea? No, I don't think so. It's a different one. They have Crimea, I think. You know what I mean? But again, that was done on, like, the Irish thing didn't come back to me yet, or maybe he did. I haven't got down to him yet. But, like, they held elections in Crimea, and they won by 90%. You know what I mean? So 90% of the people in Crimea wanted to go back to Russia and speak Russian and do whatever. And they said, no, that's not what happened. But, like, that is what happened. It's obvious, Paul, since the Zelensky meeting, our government have been given their orders yet from Brussels, buying jets and building up military. It's obvious. Yeah, it is obvious. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Johnny, yeah.
Yeah, Husqvarna. We are.
Because what do we need fighter jets for? Like, you know what I mean? That are going to cost 100 million.
Yeah. Letitia, which would explain why Zelensky won't seek a peace deal under any circumstances. He is being well paid to depopulate Europe. Yes. Send the fake UGs to fight, not the Irish sons and daughters. The fake UGs will be here running the police force here, so.
And the government.
They won't be going anywhere. You only have to look at how many of these Indians and everything have got in local government, Papadom, Badopatopity, and, you know, all the Wi-Fi passwords, like all of them names. They've all gone into local government. You know what I mean? The amount of black people that have got into local government as well, they're changing shit to suit their ways. You know what I mean? This is not the way Ireland is supposed to work. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. Sterma has made our country a target with production of arms made up the north. Yes, true. Clever move. The prick is purposely producing arms up north as he knows it's a legal military target for Russia. And by us coming out of this triple lock now, this could be, you know, it's... Oh, man. Let me see. Get out, lamb chop. That yoke will blow the gasket about the 2 seasons or whatever. The dawn is empty. Yeah, and I must say as well, Gavin, the protest tomorrow, Michelle Keane trying to get a look at our votes before they destroyed 3 months from now. Yeah. My sons won't fight. They're a good decision. Jesus Christ. There's loads of these here tonight. I'll dye my hair blue. I'm confused. They come to my door dressed like Harley Quinn. Yeah, true. Yeah. That's why they're in politics, Paul, for the money. Once elected, they'll vote for anything to keep claiming money. They don't care less about orders of the people. Yeah, it's true. The government will fight. Okay, here's the orders thing. Paul, I don't watch mainstream, but that clip you showed with the young soldier in Russian propaganda, that was posted almost a year ago. I know that, yeah. I do know that. Yeah. I know exactly when it was posted.
Yeah,
I didn't say that was now. I said this is what has been sent to the front line.
Yeah.
And that's, there you go. I knew that was a year old. I seen that a year ago when it was sent to me, like, and it was sent to me again this evening. And I thought, I'm going to show this to people. And it's not propaganda. It's not propaganda. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. If I can, I don't know whether I have these
like,
here.
they can think it's all right to send a young man with Down syndrome. There's something seriously wrong with them.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's disgraceful. But 3 comments there. What's the next 3? The painter warned us. Yeah. There's nothing more next chapter in decades long as white Christian men, particularly in Europe, have the kids, unfortunately. Me growing up. Yeah, okay. So, if you remember, we did show as well the other night, and I'm going to show them again. I'm going to show these 2 again from the other night. I'm not going to just say, like, no, I'm sorry, this is happening. This is, you know,
needs to be seen.
I'm going to play this one. It needs to be seen. Of course, it needs to be seen. Now, is this Russian propaganda as well? Russian-American propaganda. Where are we getting the Russian-American propaganda from? Like, is this the same as what we got for the Russia collusion in America that never happened? That we had 40-odd guys from the intelligence agency saying, yes, this is happening. Yeah, Trump was in cahoots. Nothing like that happened. And the sooner people realise that, the better. Look, that's been proven to be lies. The Steele dossier has been proven to be lies and based on lies. The FISA documents, the FISA courts, all got illegally. So, you know, I do know what I'm talking about here. But I'm going to play this here now. This is another thing from the other night we played. Child, that's a child getting dragged into his car in front of his mother. Yeah. I'm going to show this one now, and this is another one now. This is a guy out walking his dog last week. Got accosted by them as well. I'll play this as well, and then I'm going to move on to Jeffrey Sachs. He tells you the whole rundown of Ukraine. Sorry, that's the one we just looked at. Like that's
horrendous.
I'm gonna be honest, that kid was away. He was away if he hadn't tripped. If he hadn't banged his foot, he was gone off that field. You were never catching him. But he tripped and he fell. That's how he was caught. The poor, oh man, like Jesus.
That is absolutely horrendous.
But this is the way it could be for their kids in 10 years' time when they're rustling them around looking for kids, you know, to go to the front line. Because the way they're talking, Europe, they don't want this to stop. Like, this is not going to stop anytime soon.
Remember, there is a ticking time bomb for 2030. And then people are out, like, just, I don't know, fighting among themselves and all this other nonsense. It's just ridiculous. And this is what's coming down the line.
Women marching in Ukraine. One woman blew herself up. She had lost her sons, father, brothers, etc. Nothing to live for. We have to fight for this. Yeah, I think you're right. I really do think you're right. But it needs to stop. Like, peace needs to be. Listen, I don't care who gets mineral rights or who gets whatever. People are dying on both sides here now, and not as many on the Russian side. And listen, it's not propaganda either. Like, you know what I mean? I'm watching it. Like, we watch live things on here. You know what I mean? Like, live actual updates of where they're going in and what they're doing. You know what I mean? And the Russians are losing nothing compared to that. But as I said, the Russians are just sitting back and just send in drones, send in this, send in that, and then, listen, Ukraine, they never want the war to stop us making money. Whatever you destroy, you eventually have to rebuild. It's a money machine. And BlackRock is the people who are after getting the job to do that. And it's BlackRock who is the crowd. BlackRock own the companies who are supplying the arms and the weapons. So BlackRock have it both ways. Like, bomb everything and we'll go back in and we'll get more money to renew it. You know what I mean? So to rebuild it. Like, that's how it works, and there's too much money involved. And then you have the child trafficking coming out of it. Like, that is a fact. It's the child trafficking capital of the world, you reckon? You know, I will take my own life if anything happens to my son. Don't say that, Letitia. That's not going to happen. Don't you worry.
Get him out.
I think we can fight this. That's the military industry complex. Right, speaking of the military industry complex, people were up to 600 there. Fair play to you. We're flying it. Fair play. But, and thanks to the people who bought me a coffee there on Sunday night. Fair play to you. Thanks very much. Yeah. LGBTQ3 screaming up transgender, Micheál. Yeah. Nick Conn, remember that Micheál Martin said he doesn't want anything to do with backwards looking idea of sovereignty. Also, new fellow in German. Yeah, I seen it. And did you see the picture of them all in Europe yesterday and your man holding the Freemason sign? Your man.
No, I didn't see that. Have you got it?
Yeah. I'll see, can I find it there now? Organ harvesting. Yes, exactly. Right, now we were on the subject of Ukraine. Okay, I'm going to go with Jeffrey Sachs. This is one learned man, I'm telling you now. You asked me who he was the other night. Well, he'll explain who he is now. Jeffrey Sachs he's been involved in all of these wars and down through the years, you know what I mean? So listen to what he has to say. It's 4.5 minutes long. So we'll come back and talk to him.
What was Putin's intention in the war? Not the propaganda that's written about this. Oh, that they failed and he was going to take over Ukraine. The idea was to keep NATO, and what is NATO? It's the United States, off of Russia's border. No more, no less. When the Soviet Union ended in 1991, and an agreement was made that NATO will not move 1 inch eastward. Now, what happened after 1991, the United States decided there would be no end to eastward enlargement of NATO. And the decision was taken formally in 1994 when President Clinton signed off on NATO enlargement to the east, all the way to Ukraine and into Georgia. So the NATO enlargement, as you know, started in 1999 with Hungary, Poland, and the Czech Republic. And Russia was extremely unhappy about it, but these were countries still far from the border. So the next round of NATO enlargement came in 2004. With the 3 Baltic states, Romania, Bulgaria, Slovenia, and Slovakia. At this point, Russia was pretty damn upset. So as everybody recalls, in 2007, President Putin said, stop, enough. And of course, what that meant was in 2008, the United States jammed down Europe's throat, enlargement of NATO to Ukraine and to Georgia. This is right up against Russia. and Russia protested, because if Russia decided to have a military base on the Rio Grande or the Canadian border, not only would the United States freak out, we'd have war within about 10 minutes, and a month later a war broke out. That gets Georgia destroyed. And starting in 2010, the U.S. put in Aegis missile systems in Poland and then in Romania. And Russia doesn't like that. In 2010, Viktor Yanukovych was elected on the platform of neutrality. Russia had no territorial interests or designs in Ukraine at all. What Russia was negotiating was a 25-year lease for Sevastopol naval base. That's it. Not for Crimea, not for the Donbass, nothing. In 2014, the U.S. worked actively to overthrow Yanukovych. Everybody knows the phone call by my Columbia University colleague, Victoria Nuland, and the U.S. Ambassador Peter Piot. Listen to it. It's fascinating.
I don't think Cleach should go into the government. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's a good idea. I think Yats is the guy who's got the economic experience, the governing experience, and, fuck the EU.
No, exactly. And I think we've got to do something to make...
You don't get better evidence. Then came Minsk, and especially Minsk II. It said there should be autonomy for the Russian-speaking regions in the east of Ukraine. It was supported unanimously by the UN Security Council. The United States and Ukraine decided it was not to be enforced. There were many thousands of deaths in the shelling by Ukraine in the Donbass. And one of the issues on the table in December 2021, January 2022, was, does the United States claim the right to put missile systems in Ukraine? And Blinken told Lavrov in January 2022, the United States reserves the right to put missile systems wherever it wants. So the war started. What was Putin's intention in the war? It was to force Zelensky to negotiate neutrality. And that happened within 7 days of the start of the invasion. Ukraine walked away unilaterally from a near agreement. Why? Because the United States told them to. The idea was that there would be Ukraine, Romania, Bulgaria, Turkey, and Georgia that would deprive Russia of any international status by blocking the Black Sea. And the American senators, who are as nasty and cynical and corrupt as imaginable, say this is wonderful expenditure of our money because no Americans are dying. It's the pure proxy war. And since the U.S. talked the negotiators away from the table, about 1 million Ukrainians have died or been severely.
There you go, in a nutshell. You know what I mean? Yeah.
There's a good comment there a minute ago. Yes, Orchard. I remember that.
Yeah. Mm.
I remember that. There was another comment there a second ago about people don't realise the evil we're up against.
Yeah.
There's so many people don't realise that this is all connected. Like, this is just all one big circle. From the lockdowns to the shots to the climate change to these wars to everything. It's all the digital ID, losing the cash, the passports, everything. It's all connected. And once you realise it's all connected, then you know.
You can't unsee what you see. That's the problem, isn't it?
Listen,
like,
we would all love, like,
I said this
we
before.
would all love Paul to be back asleep, but we unfortunately are awake and there is no going back to sleep.
Yeah, but I often said this. I said, listen, if the government eased up a bit and, restrictions stopped, and that's why I started all this, was because of the restrictions and everything else, and it just sort of snowballed on from there, the sort of way, and here I am now, you know what I mean? Still doing what I did at the start, you know what I mean? But a bit of a bigger platform, but hey, listen,
that's it.
It's where we are.
I'm not even a year doing this. I only joined IFP last April, so I'm not even technically a year at this.
Yeah. And McGinnity want white Europeans wiped out. Well, listen, how many white Europeans are moving out of the European cities now and going to Australia and everywhere else, They have already succeeded in the 2030 plan. They have not moved on to 2040 or 2050. Yeah, not yet. Epstein.
When you have that, what you call it, the Kalergi plan.
The Kalergi plan, yeah. Yeah, need to be a step ahead.
Yeah. Well, that's the only saving grace we have as being awake. You know, like you think about everyone, the people out there that are asleep. I mean, how are they going to protect their children?
Yeah. There's Johnny Apocalypse. Now, I'm not into the crypto, but for anyone who is, everyone should get into crypto and start mining on your PC. Use Grok to get you started and follow the instructions. Get mining Ravencoin or whatever and start saving up. Yeah, people need to be saving up. All right, I think silver and gold is the way forward.
Yeah, I think so.
Once you see,
but is your crypto still digital?
Crypto is digital, yeah. That's what I'm afraid. Once the internet goes off, everything's gone.
Yeah.
Cheerio, baby. You know.
And remember that has to come as well. Blackout.
It is fitting and noble to die for one's own country. I agree with that. Dulces decorum est, Wilfred Owen. Yeah, it is. But when you're not fighting for your country, you're fighting for someone else's country. I'm sorry.
Yeah, for a war that has nothing got to do with us.
We can't stop what is coming, the New World Order plan. Well, we can try.
Well, Dennis, we can if we stand up.
Trump knows this. Yeah. William, the war is going on decades, centuries like Palestine. The land names are changing, but the various peoples fighting. Yeah. Absolutely shocking. Going to cover in my tea talk show. Stated facts. And yeah, well, I tell you, we have 800 there now, and I think that young girl kicked off a thing tonight, didn't she? The Countess, that young Countess, she's doing it live, I think, at 8 o'clock or 8:30. So I'd say they're taking an awful lot of people, but we're still up. Hey, we're flying it. But yeah. But,
so we need to do a shout out for tomorrow for the protest up at the Dáil, 11 o'clock. It's the Marion side of the Dáil for the protest for Judge Martin Nolan.
Yes.
So if anyone is around tomorrow, please show up. We need numbers.
Yeah, we do need numbers. We do.
Because something needs to be done with that man.
We will get a few numbers. I think we will get some numbers because.
I hope so.
Listen, people know. This is not about migration. This is not about,
No, this is about children.
There's nothing political. This is for our children, and there needs to be stiffer penalties for this. They can't just keep kicking this can down the road and doing this. You know what I mean? It's wrong. Trump is pushing crypto. It's digital and can't be tracked, traced, and monitored. It's the new order. Yeah, that's why I'm not doing it. They don't want peace, especially with the Dems losing. Playing past the baton, expect nothing but turmoil from now on. Yeah, it's true.
There's money in war, that's why.
Can you not remember the Cash for Gold push in the early 2000s? They were harvesting every spare ounce from citizens worldwide. Ask yourself why. Soaking up wealth. Well said, Orchid, yeah. Better to die on Irish soil, where we are, than any place else. Yes, I agree with you.
But it's totally different fighting for your own country than it is fighting for a war that has nothing got to do with us.
Nah, yeah. Exactly. Paul, the north of our country is kept by the British government, by the English government, as a strategic military point. The exact same way Trump wants Greenland. They don't care about the people there. Some reputable firms out there need self-storage though. Yeah. Okay, Jesus, these are just flying in. Ham radio and a solar panel, good deal, but silver and gold are more ideal. Yeah. It's all a big distraction campaign to hide the meteors coming on them doomsday scenarios. Yeah, there's no profit in peace.
Exactly, William. Yeah, it's money in war.
Yeah, I'm just pulling down a video here now. It'll take a few minutes, but what was I going to talk about? Hang on.
Actually, I will give a shout out to the Good Shepherd in Kilkenny. There was a march there on Monday, and there's going to be another one this coming Monday at 1 o'clock as well in the city. And they were just discussing about how, and they're right when they said it, that the government is barely talking now about housing. it's like they've backed away from all that, all the promises they made and everything like that. You know, there's hardly any mention about, you know, building new houses and this, that, and the other, or they've really kind of toned it down. And they were even discussing that, you know, and 15,000 homeless.
Yeah, Johnny just says that best of luck with the protest, guys, but it's oversaturated and people don't see it doing anything. Don't forget the lines have been drawn and don't care about the protest, but the organisers and sides. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it is.
Now the only thing is, this is not an immigration protest. This
it's nothing
is
like that. This is Gavin called this. Just if you're worried about this, and I think a lot of people are. Like, I'm gonna be honest, everyone you talk to is talking about it. You know, like I go over to my man Daz and my sister's talking about it. My brother's talking about it. Like, everyone is talking about Judge Nolan. Now, people might be able to get the time off tomorrow, but if you can't even spare a half an hour, if you're in around town, it's a pity we didn't have anyone in the unions there. We could have told them, listen, take your lunch early. You know what I mean? Like what they do with SIP2 and all that for their protests. You know what I mean? Lefty protests, you know. But I'm just going to share this out here for a minute. I just want to talk about this. This is the St. Patrick's Day. I don't know whether you can see it or not. The Garda, the terror. Yeah, hang on, I'll just make it bigger. Yeah, okay. Gardaí monitoring St. Patrick's Day Islamist terror threats. Gardaí are monitoring potential threats on St. Patrick's Day that are inciting attacks on behalf of ISIS online on Garda Síochána confirmed. In a statement sent to GRIP this week, Gardaí said they are aware of an online posting inciting attacks on behalf of ISIS, and the posting referred to a number of high-profile events, occasions occurred throughout Europe, including St. Patrick's Day, Ireland, and Europe. The Garda statement read, no specific event is highlighted in Ireland, and Garda Síochána remains vigilant regarding potential threats of this nature. Gardaí added that contemporary incidents throughout Europe demonstrate that religiously motivated violence, extremism attacks can be both indiscriminate and unpredictable, with little or no advance warning provided. Justice Minister Jim O'Callaghan has also previously acknowledged his awareness of these reports, adding that on Garda Síochána, working with their international partners, remain vigilant regarding potential security threats, and the authorities here are taking and will continue to take the necessary and appropriate measures to counteract the threat from terrorism. Now, I will say, people themselves need to be very vigilant. Watch where you are, watch what's around you. You know, please, you know what I mean? If you see anything at all, contact the Gardaí or contact someone that's an event organizer or something. Let somebody know, because if you see anything suspicious at all, no matter how small it is, make sure you report it. It might be trivial or it might not be trivial, so just report it either way. You know what I mean? I'd rather someone said Johnny has a bag over there than Johnny be left over there with a bag and the bleeding blow up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
I know.
Be vigilant. If you are going into town or going anywhere, please just be vigilant. Honestly, watch out. Keep your kids near you. You know, that's what we have to do. And yeah.
Because we just don't know. I mean, it might be just a fake trash, but we just don't know.
Yeah. Someone just posted, I would fight for Ireland, but not the Irish government. Big difference, and I am clearly not Irish. Yeah, I know, Jaden, yeah. Zero, not the X yet, but seeing nothing except the first article. Nothing new. Johnny Apocalypse again. People need to be careful. They are in every town and they are organised, and they could hit any number of parades all over the country, not just Dublin. I just said that. Thanks for bringing up that point, yeah, because everybody needs to be vigilant. Everybody needs to be vigilant. I can't stress that enough. How we see the enemy of the West. China is 100% the enemy of the West. Expecting the government to do as they promise is like Apple to give iMessage and FaceTime to Android users. Yeah, I had no bag. One video with the two artists were heck all info on wouldn't suspect very much for the minors. Noise. A child was stabbed and is in ICU, referred to the incident rather than the stabbing. Is this the child in Finglas this afternoon?
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't see anything more about it from this morning.
Jay, looking forward to the Conway O'Connor fight. My money's on James. My money would probably be on James as well, like, you know what I mean? But listen, it's just ridiculous. Carry on, like, you know what I mean? People, grown men, like, I'm not giving out about James. Don't get me wrong. I'm giving out about the other fella. The way he has been going on the last couple of months, like, it's childish at this stage, like, you know. Or is he being paid? Something's happening. You know what I mean? He's either going from being a great young fella. I have to say, I had nothing. I had no problems with him ever. You know what I mean? I never had. And he's turned on me, Anthony, Martin, anyone who, you know, he's done an awful lot, tried to do an awful lot of damage. You just keep ignoring him, he goes away, you know, that sort of way. But producing arms up north is a direct tactic of the English government. The north of our beautiful country is now a Russian target. Very, very dirty move. Yes, I agree.
Go back when they were talking about that child. Is there any word or update on that child or anything like that?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to just go on to...
I haven't seen anything since this morning, so I don't know. I know there was 2 children, I think, injured. One wasn't, I don't think, is serious, but like, this is a national school. This is not even a secondary school. It's a national school. Like, what was going on there?
Yeah, it was 2 young fellas or something. I think it was a young fella being bullied or something like that. Came in and stabbed the other young fella. Yeah, I'm just actually looking through here. It's just breaking news. That's all it is. It's the same pictures from this morning. You know, anyone with kids in St. Finian school and thing, just go and grab your kids. There was a stabbing in the school. Like 11
terrible.
years of age.
Absolutely terrible.
Like 11 years of age, kids. Like,
I know.
But bullying, you know, listen, I don't know, kids. You know, you don't know what was going on in the kids, you know, in his head or whatever. This is what he had to do. And
well, we were just discussing this morning. I just met a couple of friends for coffee, and we were just saying, like, you know, back when we were at school and say, you know, you were being picked on or whatever, everyone had something going on at some stage. You went home and that was it. You know, whether, you know, you went home, whether it be that evening or the weekend, and that was it, over and done with. But nowadays with phones, there is no stopping it. It's just continuously, they don't get a break, you know?
This Luke fella is his surname Warren because he ain't too hot. Yeah, okay. The young fella has been moved to ICU. Oh, I hope he's all right. He's 11-year-old child, like, you know what I mean? I have some worse people lost their humour. I just miserable shit. So I posted a Chinese joke under the comment on Facebook and I got backlash. Their own people, like, what's wrong with them? What's wrong with them? Good lad. Letitia, it ain't just Muslims to have our awareness on it. Yeah, we have to be watching everyone. Why would terrorists attack Ireland? There's hardly any Irish people on the streets to begin with. It's true, Patrick, you're right. Yeah. Mad Bella Fitzer. Mad Bella Fitzy. You remember Mad Bella? Yeah, I do remember.
What's Mad Bella?
I know, there's a young fella who used to pal around years ago. Bella was his name. I think that's what he's talking about, Mad Bella. And he was mad, like, Jesus Christ, he was mad.
Well, you think about just when he was just, I know he was making a little bit of a joke there now about the Irish people, but you think about the parade, there's 100,000 go to that parade in Dublin. Like, that's a lot of people, you know? Yeah,
I think what Ginty's talking about, Mad Bella, I think he did that as well, didn't he? I think he stabbed someone in school as well years ago, yeah. But, yeah.
But look, I'm sure we'll find out over the next few days. Now, I actually heard, now I haven't had any concrete evidence or like any news report. I was just checking the Carlow Nationalist. I heard this morning that 11-year-old had committed suicide last night here in Carlow. Now, I haven't, as I said, heard any more information. I was checking the news, the newspaper and that. So I'm just waiting. But seemingly the ambulances and all that were out last night in Carlow.
Oh.
It's just terrible. 11 years old. I was thinking that's 5th class.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah. I know. It's brutal, isn't it?
Angela, we're not keeping your attention, no? No, Angel's gone off.
Yeah.
She doesn't agree either with sending our children to war.
No, I'm just deleting some of these videos, get them out. Yeah, we have. Did we talk? We'll just play Micheál Martin in the dog, just see what this gobshite has to say.
I mean, it's very, very clear to us that in an exercise of sovereignty, it should be this Oireachtas that should decide primarily the peacekeeping missions that we send our military to, not Russia or not any other member of the Security Council. Russia should not have a veto. China should not have a veto. US should not have a veto over where we send our soldiers in the pursuit of peace. It's as simple as that.
He's down, isn't he?
Excuse me, you not have a say either.
Yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? The plan's prepared situation. Paul was in secondary school back in the Stone Ages. I was in secondary school in 1980, I think. No, was I? 68. 1980, I started secondary school. Yeah. That's mad.
Yeah, I'm definitely behind you, Paul.
That's 44 years ago, like, man. Jesus. Oh my God, that is crazy, like.
I know. Do you ever think we'd be doing things I didn't?
That's when you used to learn stuff, or you got a clatter for not learning. You know what I mean?
I know.
As a Cork woman, my sincerest apologise for Martin. Michael Collins was our finest, yeah.
Oh, he was. Oh my God, my hero.
Ginty there, Mad Bella and the Red Brother bite you. Yeah. Do you remember? He had Mad Heath, hadn't he? Yeah, one of them used to bite, and the other was just, hey, what you doing? Yeah, they were just mad. Mental they were. Yeah. Clever bastard mentioned Russia multiple times, and they're doing it to stop Trump veto power. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. Me too, Paul. Great times in the 80s. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, they were best
the 90s
music.
was brilliant. I love the 90s. That was great, Liz. Now, come on.
Well, hey, listen. I was part of the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the noughties, the 2010. I might have been low. I've gone through the whole lot. It's been brilliant.
Yeah.
Facing Sellers gaff. Yeah. People think it can't happen, but they're wrong. I'm going to just play a video here. Okay. Councillor Gavin Pepper has this protest tomorrow. Okay. And he put in a motion last night, and they would not hear the motion for this.
Oh, okay. The same. Wasn't he saying the same Lord Mayor, the one that was sniggering and laughing at him?
Yeah. It's only a minute long, so I'll just play it and we come back.
How are you folks? Councillor Gavin Pepper here, and I'm here to the Gardener Remembrance. And tonight I had an emergency motion in against Judge Martin Nolan, as everybody knew about, but the Lord Mayor refused to have it heard. This is the same Lord Mayor who laughed me out of council when I wanted to talk about the current crime crisis, and only a couple of days later there was people stabbed to death outside our house. About child safety this is. Judge Martin Nolan, the same judge that gives suspended sentences to child molesters, paedophiles and sex offenders, people with thousands of images walk outside his court all the time. We want them gone, and judicial reform. So, on the 5th of March, we're having a peaceful protest at 11 a.m. outside the door. Every victim of sexual abuse in this country, failure of the judicial system that was failed by the court system, I want you to march in solidarity with me. They might not want to get Judge Martin Nolan out, but we do. Over 64,000 people have signed the petition for him to be gone, and what I want you to do is be at the door, and then they might want to silence us, but we're going to march to the CCJ, and we're going to let Nolan know outside it that we want him to resign and be gone. We will not have injustice in our country.
Up to now
68,000, I think.
Have you that link handy?
Yeah, hang on there, John Mulligan. I was born in 1980, Paul. You fossil. Are you sure it wasn't 80, John? Don't start that now. 1980. No, 1980 was when you got out of hospital, John. But the years before that, you still have to count them as well. Sellers gaff in the Donaghys. Yeah. Ginty Mar, yeah. Going out for a smoke. Can't smoke inside with the Baba. Back soon. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, Johnny.
No problem. Paul, I wasn't even born until the early 2000s. I hope things have changed in a good direction compared to now when I am your age. Listen, unless we stop it, it won't. Mate, it won't. Trust me.
Yeah, but that's when my son was born as well, early 2000s.
Like, we used to leave the house at 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, and we'd go out to Sutton Beach, and we'd be gone for the day. We'd have sandwiches. You'd have a couple of quid with you to get, chips
And
or
ice
ice
cream or whatever.
or-
Yeah.
And you'd be back home for 9 o'clock. Your ma wouldn't know where. She'd know where you were. She'd know who you were with. And she never had a worry. Never had a worry. We used to
I know.
go swimming. We used to do mad things like as kids. You know what I
I
mean?
know,
What kids do. You know what I mean? But now kids, you're watching where they're going. You know,
I know.
Yeah. I lived in Dublin in the 80s. It was great crack. It was great crack. I loved it. I used to love going into town in the 80s. You know what I mean? You get your wage packet and then you go, you'd be laid locked. I remember going to Good Point Charlie's out in Hout, Saints it was called. And the Memories used to play on a Tuesday night, 99 pence a point night. A tenner. You'd be locked on a tenner. It was only 99 pence in and 99 pence a point, I think it was. A tenner would have you locked.
So that's when money, that's when money was money, Paul. Money is just worth nothing now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you'd go out on a night out with £20 and you'd have changed the next morning.
You can't, but you can't even go to the bleeding shop. You can't even go to the local Spar with 20 quid now. For Jesus,
I know.
If you go to Dunn's, you break a 50 and that's it, it's gone. You know what I mean? The kids get a fiver, someone else gets a fiver, and then you're left with the coins. You know what I mean?
I know. It's just madness.
What do you call a surprise China man? Holy fuck. Oh, good man. My daughter gave me one there last week. What do you call an Indian in a skip? I said, I don't know. He said rummaging. Did I get it? Rummaging. Oh, okay.
Oh, don't give up your day job.
I haven't got a bleeding day job. Yeah. No money in the 80s. Great music, new romantics. Yeah. I remember the 80s. I think it was 42 pence for 10 cigarettes. You used to get, I think you got 42 quid on the label.
Remember you go into the shop and like buy one cigarette? Like, you know, if you were stuck or something, you'd go in and buy. I remember they used to sell them for like, was it 20p or something like that? You used to be able to do that. Oh my God. I remember one of the lads I used to hang around with, and he sent me down one of the days to get fags from, right? Because we'd be down at the lake. And I can't remember whether it was 10 fags or whatever, but it was £1 11 cents. £1 11 cents. I think it was only for 10 fags.
Well, I remember, I think it was 47 pence for 10 major. I used to smoke major. And then I got a job on the ships. I started on the ships very early on. I was only a young fella, like, you know what I mean? And it used to work out, I think it was 20 pence. It wasn't even 20 pence. I think it was, you went into the bond. Like so you bought duty free. Say duty free was a fiver. We'd get it for half that price. So we'd get it for 22.50. So it was only 25 pence for 20 cigarettes. You know what I mean? Or 20 pence for 20 cigarettes. And you got 40 every night. You know what I mean? You got them and you paid for them. And man, it was. And you could get a bottle of vodka, and it was just bleeding brilliant. You know what I mean? It was brilliant.
No.
Yeah. Those were the days, my friends. They were. I have to say.
You're right. Like, I mean, I used to go out and you'd hang around with your friends and the lads, and you'd be down the lake and you'd be just hanging around for hours, and you wouldn't be up to anything. Like, do you know what I mean? And do you know? Yeah. Those were the days.
We used to hang around on the corners and all, and we'd have bonfires every other night. You know what I mean? It was brilliant. It was brilliant. You know.
Oh my God! I was going to say something. I was just going to say, and did you ever think years later your posters would be on a bonfire?
Yeah.
Oh God! Oh Jesus Christ!
Ken Donnelly is just talking about the Blacker. I used to be going to Blacker years ago. Paul Orla, speaking of money, 10 years ago, the Blacker, when it was open, done Welfare Wednesday, you get 3 points for €3 or 4 long necks for $12.50. No wonder it's shut down. Yup, the Blacker. Yeah. I remember it.
That was a pub, was it? Well, obviously
that was
a pub.
In Coolock.
The nightclub or something like that.
Yeah. But before, it was always the Black Sheep, right? That's what it was called, the Black Sheep, and it was the Blacker. But when I used to go to it in the 80s, it was called Shatters. And it was a disco bar upstairs with mirrors everywhere, and all the Traveller young ones would be there, and there'd be like 25 Madonnas in the room, you know what I mean? They all dressed like Madonna, like, you know, it was just great crack, like, you know what I mean? It really was, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because one of my first jobs, I worked in a hotel, and it had a nightclub, And like, obviously I used to, like, you'd work during the day in the bar, and then at weekends you'd be doing the nightclub. Oh my God, I could have worked 7 days a week in the nightclub. It didn't matter that it was late or that. I loved it because nobody gave a crap. Everybody was drunk. You know what I mean? It was just the best crack, because when you finish at the bar, you'd be out, you'd be chatting with your friends and the whole lot till you go back in and, do the cleanup. But it was the best crack. Oh my God, I loved working in the nightclub.
Someone's at their ass in there, Paul. Did you work on the Titanic?
He did.
No,
he did. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Yeah, yeah.
and there's Lost at Sea. Worked on the St. Patrick, 5 points a pound. Yeah, it was. I remember working on the St. Patrick here. I was on the Leinster at the time, and it was in Drydock, and we chartered the St. Patrick off Irish ferries, and that was brilliant. That was. We used to do the Cotton Mill Boys. Do you remember the Cotton Mill Boys? They were a band years ago. They used to travel all the time, and Twink used to come on singing, and it used to be great. Like, you know what I mean? It really did.
Yeah, I know.
I'll be with the days. And there was a lot of them lads dead now.
You think about it, right? Me and you drink Bulmers, right? And like, you go in there with a tenner. I mean, Bulmers is what? Like, if you're getting like a pint, it's €6-7 depending on where you go. Like, you can only get one drink out of a tenner. It's just unbelievable.
James used to work in the calendar factory. He got sacked for taking a day off. I tell you, a 2 litre of old English cider and nagging the Pernod of the 80s. Oh, I used to love it. I used to drink Pernod and Black. That was
my God. I haven't heard of Pernod. No, I never had it.
Jade and Chris, Paul is Ireland's version of Morgan Freeman. Never seen him young once. I'm going to show you a few pictures now. I'll throw you up later. Matt Gaff next to Bellers for loose smokes. Cowers that. Yeah. Filthy Phils. Filthy Phils. Yeah. That's what they used to call it. Filthy Phil. Like Ginty Mars was saying. Matt Gaff next to Bellers for loose smokes. Cowers that. Yeah. Phil. He was cool. Like, he used to get them off.
Why was it called Filthy Phils?
I don't know, to be honest with you. Like, his nails were always dirty or something to that effect. I never really paid much attention. You're only in getting a loose cigarette, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
But do you remember the strippers in the Blacker? I do. On a Sunday morning. Yeah, I do indeed. Johnny's back. Okay. We've got to get through all that. It's all coming out tonight. Yeah. Listen, I'm an open book. Paul, the bags of cider. Do you remember the bags of cider? Bags of still cider, yeah. I used to get
cider.
The ones in the boxes, is that what you're talking about? They used to get a box of cider, yeah, but it was a plastic bag in cider. But I used to bring back the bottles of beer, like the Stella Artois and all that. Like, you were getting them for, it was ridiculous. You were buying, you'd buy 10 cases of them in France. Like, I think you'd pay 25 quid for 10 cases, like. Be $2.50 a case, like, you know what I mean? These were good. No, it wasn't Stella Artois. It was different ones you'd buy in France.
Yeah.
But they'd be little 33 CL bottles, you know.
Yeah.
So you'd bring them home. So they were only $2.50 for the case, and you'd be selling them to lads for a $5 or a $10. You know what I mean? So you'd be getting all your, like, you'd be making a bleeding fortune. It was great. Or you'd bring in cigarettes and. It was just deadly, like, you know what I mean?
That's definitely way before my time, Paul.
Way before your time, yeah. Sure, I used to bring in tobacco and everything, like, and sell it to, can't say too much. I'll wait in the book. Launch.
Strippers in the bin. What strippers in the bin?
The what?
The name of the place. Somebody said strippers in the bin. Is that like? Was the bin the name of the place?
Strippers in the Blacker, was it?
No, it said in the bin.
In the bin. I don't know. I'm not saying that. Strippers in the bin.
Yeah.
In the bin.
Was the bin the name of the place?
I don't know. The Knackers Rinking Days are the best.
Here, do you know what you missed? Do you remember in the discos, right? You know what's coming here. Do you remember in the discos, right? When you had the slow dance.
Stop. Yeah. I was always the first over. Get it out of the way. If they say no, go back and sit laying down. You know what I mean? None of this hovering around shit. Like, you know what I mean? If she's getting up, she's getting up. If she's not, she's not. Good luck to you. Back out for another half a bottle of Snatzenbrow.
What was the name of it? Used to be. What was it? What did people used to call it? The shifting something or other. Yeah, what they used to call it. The what?
Lorchin. That's what they used to call it.
No. There used to be a name of it down in Cavan. It was like the shifting something or so. Oh God.
No. Yeah. But I remember one night going out and I was only about 14 or 15, I'd say, going to this.
Yeah.
This fella says to me, a mate of mine says, we get a couple of bottles of this Satzenbrow pills, right? I thought, yeah, only small bottles, like, you know what I mean? Drink it with a straw, you know what I mean? So I hadn't got a bleeding clue. I drank it with the straw. Sure, I was, after 4 bottles, I couldn't even walk, like, you know? And I got home and the outfit had me stripped. He was looking for needle marks and everything on me. He thought I was out of my head on gear or something. That's how bad I was, like, yeah.
Oh, Lord God.
Man.
Oh,
Lord
God.
The sugar used to turn to alcohol, for fuck's sake, Paul Statzenbrow. Yeah, listen, when you're young, when you're 15, yeah.
Oh, do you know what used to turn my stomach, right? So when I used to work in the nightclubs, normally the way it went was the girls used to do the glasses, clean the glasses and all that at the end of the night and clean the bar. And the lads used to go out to the skips. So I didn't want to be in with the girls. I wanted to be out with the lads, right? So I used to go out to the skips with the lads. And I'll never forget it. Even to this day, it turns my stomach because that was the height of the Red Bull. And can you imagine all the cans of Red Bull in the skips and the smell? Oh my God, it would literally turn your stomach. And even now, if I get a smell of Red Bull, I'm like, oh.
Even Calpol now turns my stomach, you know what I mean? The smell of Calpol, because it smells the same. Right, that's enough about us. Okay, that's enough about us. Anyone else want to come in and have a chat if they want, you know what I mean? Jade and Chris, Paul, please search up Chase Oliver and tell me, does Chase look like he could be Herman's son? Okay, I'm gonna check this out. Chase Oliver. So let's see who Chase Oliver is.
Oliver is?
I don't know. I'll tell you in a minute. CHASEOLIVER. For the little picture here, yeah, definitely. Yes. Here, lads, I have to show you this. Seriously, like, oh man, he's like a mixture between Farage and Herman, isn't he, Paul or Jaden?
First of all, who is he?
Haven't got a clue. Haven't got a clue. There he is there, but that's him.
Okay, I can't. Let me see the telly.
I'm gonna make him bigger.
It's bigger.
Yeah. There he is there. He's like a Farage, half Herman, isn't he?
Libertarian.
He's a libertarian, yeah. Sure, it's
right, he lives in Alberta, is it?
Alberta, yeah. He's look at him. He's like a mixture of Herman and Farage, isn't he?
I don't know about Herman, but I can see Farage. Yeah, I can see Farage.
I can see Herman there too. I can see Herman there too. I can, was he? The Donomead Inn Ginty's talking about. Yeah, that's all right, Ginty. Yeah, the Donomead Inn, the bin, yeah. Kip. But he does look like him, yeah. He does look very like him.
I think he's like Farage, all right, definitely.
He's more like Farage. I'd be having a Stewart's inquiry into that now with Farage more so than Herman, Jaden. Yeah. Cab, anyone having a hop? Yeah. Compare Herman's younger photos to Chase Oliver. Oh, okay. Yeah, probably. Yeah. I'm not going to pull up Herman's younger photos. I think we've done enough on Herman now, to be honest with you. Pull other photos, she will agree. What photos? Hold on there, and I'll go back and we'll see. I don't know. Now. He does look a bit like him, yeah. Yeah, like enough about that now. Herman Munster, he's like his brother, Charlie. Anyone remember Advocat? Oh, I used to drink that at Christmas. Yeah, horrible. Advocat, do you remember that yellow drink? It was eggnog or something it's called, didn't it? Paul, you used to have a good lad, would warn you about Herman, but just tonight he was a shill. Paul, you used to have a good lad, would warn you about Herman, but you thought he was a shill, but he was right. Jim was his name. Jim. Hold on. You used to have
I
a
don't
good
know any
lad,
Jim.
would warn you. Yeah, I think
Was
I
it
know who
Jim
he's
in the
talking
trophy?
about.
Do you know who he's talking about?
No. This is no. Yeah, no, yeah, enough about Herman. But yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. Right, let me see what I have here now. Okay, we have. I'm not gonna go with that. We done Gavin there now. Okay, but Gavin's thing is tomorrow. If you can get in there, please get in there.
Yeah, get in
But,
at 11 o'clock, and it's at the Dole, but it's the Marion. Is it Marion Square side? You said.
Yeah, Marion Square side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the Irish Inquiry put out a video here yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Now, it's nearly 5 minutes long, but it's about all of the police brutality that has gone on and what they have tried to silence. The government have tried to silence from not getting out. So I'm going to play this and we'll share this everywhere. I'll cut this out tomorrow and we'll share this everywhere as well because it's really brilliant. And we'll come back. That was brilliant. Now I have to say, well put together. Thank you, Susan and Stephen from the Irish Inquiry there. Brilliant footage and well put together. Fair play. You must have them on one of the evenings.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're very good. I sent a thing over to the column show if we want. It's only a very short clip. You know, the one of McEntee, where she's talking on News Talk about the phone pouches.
Send it to me or to the...
I sent it on to the column, WhatsApp. And then I actually thought what was brilliant was I also sent you 2 particular replies to the video, which I thought was priceless. Yeah, I sent it on to the column, WhatsApp.
It hasn't come up there. I don't know why it hasn't come up.
Not today. I think I sent it off yesterday.
This is Helen McEntee.
Yeah, Helen McEntee. And then underneath it is 2 particular responses. I thought one was very good.
Let me put this up then. Helen McEntee, schools, are we doing it without the state spending $9 million on it? Helen McEntee confirms the Department of Education will be persisting with the controversial $9 million. And there, Susan Delaney posted up there. Is that it? Yes. Yeah. And we all know, so children can't film what's been said to them. And then Tracy O'Mahony.
I love Tracy.
Someone needs to tell Helen McEntee to mind her own damn business. She has no business asking parents what goes on inside their homes. This woman has an unhealthy obsession with other people's private lives. Genuinely unhealthy.
I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, there is absolutely, like, I was at a parents association meeting there only a couple of weeks ago. And I confirmed again that, we'll say my daughter's school now is not getting in the phone pouches, right? She goes into school with her phone and it's put in the locker. It does not cost $9 million. So there's something more behind this. You know what I mean? There's no need to be spending $9 million. They can put their phones in their lockers. So I just thought those responses were very good and worth giving a shout out to.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But,
and then yesterday I put up as well that they have new signs up around the Dáil to show you where to go, and that's costing $20,000 as well. And as I said, they're not going around the Amazon forest. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. They're going around the Dáil. I'm sure they're well able to find either somebody to ask, well, what direction do I go to?
Listen. Like, it's like school. You get used to it after 2 days, like.
But it's anything and everything to waste money. 20,000 for stupid signs. Like saying, go this way, go that way. Toilets that way. Like, do you know what I mean?
Like IKEA, nobody uses. Do you ever see it in IKEA? Do you ever go to IKEA?
No, I've never been to IKEA.
You'd be walking around following the signs, and next thing this Indian fella just bangs off you. He's going the opposite way. The Indians just don't know how to use arrows. I'm being serious, like nobody else does it. Indians, boom, bang, bang. You get banged about 4 times walking around IKEA if you're going the right way.
No, I've never been in it.
You're not missing too much now, I have to say. Not missing.
Me and self-made packs are not don't go well together. I have no patience. I would have them fecked out the window after reading attach A to attach B, and it's gone. I have no patience.
Did you see Brendan Courtney got mugged? Did you see that?
Yes, I did, yes.
Yeah, well, they get done a little piece on it. I'm just going to go with this because he tells you exactly what happened. We'll come back.
TV star Brendan Courtney attacked and punched to the ground in Dublin last night. He said he believed the attack may have been because he was gay and that his attackers may have recognised him from his TV work, which was perfect fodder for them. 3 lads pulled up in a car and jumped out and attacked me. Speaking later on RTE's Liveline, Courtney said he thought the attack was an opportunistic homophobic attack and that his attackers were on the hunt for someone to assault. He said Gardaí were on the scene in minutes and have been so helpful to him, adding they made him feel comfortable and confident about reporting the incident. He said Ireland has a tolerant society, but he is concerned that there is an anti-gay rhetoric building. Side note, if you import anti-gay ideologies, you'll get anti-gay ideologies. Let's have a look at the RTE article on the homophobic attack where no homophobia took place. He wasn't even called a queer. They were driving and stopped at the light, so I don't think they were coming to find me or anything like that. I think they just got a notion and jumped out, and I can't believe it this day and age. Yeah, how could it happen in this day and age when violent crime and attacks are off the scale in Dublin City? I was just coming from a gig, so I was wearing particularly fancy clothes. I'm sure I looked particularly flamboyant, but I was just going along minding my own business. He said all he could hear his attackers saying was get him. Asher, didn't you know that's urban slang for, hey, lynch him, he's a knob jockey. Let's go back to the Independent article for a minute. He said there were 3 lads inside a white car and one of them rolled down the passenger window and said something to him. I just sort of said hello or whatever back. And next of all, from behind, the driver and the guy in the back jumped out and kicked me to the ground and punched me and kicked me in the head 5 or 6 times. As always with one of these stories, there's lots of inconsistencies. The driver said something he doesn't know what it was and they got out and kicked the shite out of him. Later in the day when speaking to RTE, they were saying, get him, get him. He said Gardaí were so helpful, adding that they made him feel comfortable and confident about reporting the incident. But for some reason, no Garda report has been filed, but I'm told one will be filed on Monday. Remember the plan to introduce hate speech laws was dropped? Well, the election's over now. But hey, it was definitely a homophobic attack. Just as if I get attacked, it'll be because of my straight, white, raw sexual energy. Sure, what else could it be?
Yeah. Like, you know, this the same thing happened to you a year and a half ago with Dr. El Kadri, if you remember. We had this around the same time as they tried to bring back in the hate speech bill. This is what they're going to do now. They're going to push this now. There's no marks on him. You know what I mean? Come on, Brendan. Don't be telling lies. You know what I mean? Stop telling lies now. You know what I mean?
Well, he did have injuries on his face.
Consistent with what? Getting what? You know, rubbing your face off the ground, or is there no videos of this? You know what I mean? Is there no? You know, surely somebody would have a video. If somebody did this on purpose, surely one of them would have video recorded it.
Not necessarily. Yeah, not necessarily. You don't know. But you look, listen, what does Helen McEntee say? Dublin is safe. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dublin is safe.
In India, it's a free for all. I've seen it in Turkey. Like, I've been accused of that loads of times, and I won't drive. I won't drive over there because no way, man, it's mental. They don't even stop coming on the roundabouts, and they're just...
Listen, it's like that in Rome. I was over in Rome a few years ago, and literally crossing the road, you'd be taking your own life in your hands. They just fly around the place. It's unbelievable, like, do you know what I mean? And, unbelievable. And, yeah, there's no... And seemingly a couple of Irish people have actually been killed because, do you know, just because they don't stop. They don't... You know the way, like... Our cars will stop coming up to traffic lights and zebra crossings and all that sort of stuff. They just fly through it. I've seen it with my own eyes. So I wonder more people aren't ploughed out of it.
There's Orchid just coming in there. Fair play. Yeah. How can Courtney know the sexual identity of the attackers? He's assuming they are straight. Exactly. And then he comes on to say there are CCTV every square inch in Dublin, especially along the quays. But because it doesn't suit their agenda, they weren't switched on last night or the night before. This is how it works. I was attacked 2 years ago. Get bummed. We know who that is. Bye-bye. See you later. You know who you are.
Have you anything else? Have we anything else to put up, Paul?
I have a couple more videos. Have I? I want to talk as well. I just want to talk about Clonmel. We finish up with, and I want to just finish up with Sean's cabin in Cashel. He's yes. So he's done a little interview there. I'm just going to put up Sean's cabin there now, and we'll come back and talk about that.
Mm-hmm. I'm here with Sean. It's Monday evening, and Sean is heading for court on Thursday this week. Sean, how are things?
It's great, Tom, actually, great. Like, it's grand the way the support and stuff I've got so far. And good luck to everyone with it. It was a bit of shock to my system when I got the warrant for my arrest and all like that. It knocked me back a bit. But look, I'm past it again now. I've got round it again. And look, the fighting Irish, I'll keep going. Yeah, so Thursday, we're talking about assembling at 10 o'clock outside Cashel Courthouse. And you're due in for 10:30, I think, is it? Yeah, 10:30, but I'll get in there earlier myself like that, just in case like that. But this time, if it's cancelled, I'm still going in. Yeah, so a shout out, suppose, to all the supporters, and many can make it. And look, I know people are busy and they have things to do and all work-wise, everything. I understand that. But look, the way I said it before, like, it'll be a knock-on effect down the line for the grandkids and their own kids and their granddads and all.
Yeah.
Somebody has to take a stand on it here. And that was my take on this, like, because the people we have, they seem to can do everything for everybody all over the world, every corner of the world. But when it comes to their own people, they don't seem to have the same gusto with it. So
yeah, so we'll hopefully we'll get a good crowd on Thursday just to show their support.
Well, yeah, Thomas, to put a message out there that, like, it's not acceptable, not just because of me, but that other people involved in this, the more phone calls I'm getting, the whole thing is rife here. And they can go ahead and do this for, like, it's not fair, really, to be quite honest about it.
Yeah.
You know,
so you're not alone, Sean, as you know, all the supporters.
It helps me out like that. And look, we fight a good fight like that. The fight in Irish, we keep going. But, like, look, somewhere down the line, something has to break here. Whether it's not me this time, it'll be someone else the next time. So,
yeah,
just a thank you to everybody out there. And so far, so good. Fingers crossed.
Perfect. So, please God, we'll see everyone on Thursday morning.
Yeah, fair play,
Good
Sean.
night, Sean.
So I know everyone. Listen, we're putting out all the shout outs for everyone. You know what I mean? This is what we do here. You know what I mean? Everyone needs to get a shout out. But Jaden just sent me the picture of a young Herman and your man, and yeah, it is. Have a look.
Okay, hold on. Let me look at the telly.
He does. He's still more for ours.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I tell you now, yeah. Stuart and Cordy into that now. Yeah.
I still think a little bit more of the Farage to him.
Yeah, he has, yeah, definitely. Yeah. But, let me get through a few more comments. How many people outside layers of insulation on the houses getting the hassle now to take it off? Yeah, that's true. I seen a video of that the other day of a guy people got all the insulation done. Remember a few years ago?
Yeah.
Now they're being told to take it down off the side of the house. I don't know. I just seen the thing the other day. Hang on, let's see what come up. How many people outside? Yeah, I did see that video. I don't feel
that's all to keep houses warm.
Yeah. No, I know, but there's a problem with something to do with it. Somebody posted there. Courtney announced a similar attack on himself in 2011, showing off his black eye at the IFTA Awards. The gays love a bit of drama. They do. Common sense.
So what? Go back to this story now about the insulation. So, like, they're telling loads of people they have to take it down.
I'm just going to have a look at this. Houses, new builds, more of them with no chimneys. We saw what the power cuts for in some areas, but iPad centres were never without power or heat, and the ones that were, people were moved from that hotel to somewhere else. But Letitia, he's looking after you. Blind leading the blind, 40 years, and they need signs. Yeah, that's geez, there.
Yeah, they all.
Everyone's thoughts on the Tates moving to Florida. I really have no thoughts on what the Tates do, to be honest with you, Jaden.
I don't follow them, no.
I don't either. Well, I probably do follow them. I don't know. I follow a lot of people on Twitter. But hello, Ireland. How is everyone? We're doing good, Freaky. Yeah, we're doing very good. So sorry for your loss, Eddie. I didn't know. Bless Eddie. I didn't know that someone died. Sorry, Eddie, if they did. The one that shouts the loudest are the secret gay, scared about calling, not confident enough to be. Yeah, okay. People on Facebook.
Yeah. I mean, if anything proved it during the storm, that all the people that went without power and they had no fireplaces, like. The elderly and that family with the disabled son, just awful, absolutely awful. That's why, you need a chimney, you need a fire, you need a stove.
Exactly.
But that's all part of it. They want to take all that away.
Yeah, I know exactly. And but Letitia is a proud member of the IDGAF Plus community.
What's that?
You know what that is? I don't give a fuck. That wasn't me, Corson. That was just them. That was,
yeah, I never saw that before.
Yeah. I'm going to throw that up as well there. The Shin and the Dean, the patrol starts on Friday.
Limerick. Mm-hmm.
Starts in Limerick on Friday, so at 7 p.m. If anyone can come out. And if you can contact us, you can contact us on the WhatsApp number 089-203-1521. I can pass this all on to Shin and the Dean. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, if anyone is going, please do. You can see there, we're another 20 minutes left, but we'll probably finish up early, you know what I mean? If you can, you can buy us a copy if you want. You don't have to, but if you can, if you think I've done well tonight, you can buy me a coffee. It's no good buying me a gargle because it's nearly a tenner a gargle now. You know what I mean? So
and then he'll be buying me a coffee tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll give you a coffee tomorrow. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm just in the middle of doing that thing for you at the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I'll catch you with a coffee tomorrow. Yeah. Tate seems to have groomed Vivian, his ex, who was an orphan when she was 14, 15. Mate, look what's going on all around Hollywood. Like, it's been going on for years in Hollywood. Like, you know what I mean? Come on. Like, steady. My sister's first anniversary on the 10th. Convinced it was a jab. Oh, sorry to hear that. Courtney is a hetero-hating, agenda-pushing RTE slave. Yes. End hetero-hate. Yeah. That's awful, Liz. So sorry. I'm so sorry too, Liz, now, to be honest with you.
That's awful.
It's like the UK. It's illegal to have fire stove thingy now. The reason they don't want people to own these is because the government isn't making money. Exactly. Even super sets are hard to get now. Gas fires, you know. He went to Temple Street and got a rainbow band-aid on his arse. Okay. Just came in Ennis County Clare. What's going on in Ennis County Clare? Something happening. Claiming to be attacked reminds me of Jesse Smollett's situation where his gay dude lied about being attacked, claiming he went to. Yeah, no, I agree. James Bond says, "I know that holds my genitals like being inside the nun." Yeah, okay. Okay, what subway is open at 2 a.m.? Yeah, it's true. I just saw a video sent to me. If you're over 55, there's a plan in place to share your house. If possible, sign over your property to your children with the right to residency for yourself. Okay.
Well, should they know from that the census how many bedrooms are free in everyone's house?
Yeah. Charlie just put up there. What do you call a Chinese car thief? I think it's Japanese. To be honest with you now, Charlie. Johnny Tokomomo. Tokomomo is not it's a Japanese name. That's not a Chinese name.
Well, I'm driving around in my Japanese car, which I love, Toyota.
It's actually Tommy Tokomomo. It's not Johnny Tokomomo. Liz, I know my mum's was directly attributed to the vax. She used to look after kids with cerebral palsy and had every job. Told all the family never to tell me. Had a seizure at home. Oh, so sorry to hear that. Yeah, we're going to start.
How many
I'm
more?
going to be honest, we're going to be doing half-hour segments now over the next few nights about the vaccine injured as well, like, you know what I mean? So I'll get on to the Wake Up Air, the crew, and see can I get a few of them on. Adele did a video there today, I think, but hang on, let's see. Might be a bit long. So we're going to finish up now with... I
sent actually to you as well on the WhatsApp group a graphic in relation to the measles. Do you know what I mean?
Did you send that to me here?
Yeah, yesterday I think it was. Yeah, it was showing in relation. I think it was to measles deaths and. Yeah, I think I sent it yesterday.
Yeah, I'll just present it. That's it there. Measles deaths. Measles vaccine deaths. Jesus.
There you go now. Look at the difference.
Yeah.
The blue is the measles deaths.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and look at that. Genie, man.
You won't see that up on RTE Virgin, will you?
No, you won't. You'll see none of that up anywhere, like, you know what I mean?
Jesus, that's shocking. But it was the same with the polio shots. Like, polio was on its way out. like viruses have a certain amount of they have it's like a lifespan.
A lifespan, yeah. I know.
And then they naturally kind of die out,
Yeah.
And and the jab was introduced for polio at the very, very end, but polio was already dying out at that stage. But of course, they attributed it to the shots, but it wasn't the shots; it was dying out anyway. Look at the bubonic plague. Look at the pneumonic plague. There was no shots then. It died out. That's probably coming next week as well.
If gays are born gay, why do they need to be taught queerness and sex positions in school? Hetero kids don't need to be taught how to be straight. It's true. Freaky gypsy. Jesus Christ, the government are a bunch of clowns. Right, I've one more video now. I'm just going to show this footage this is from the iPass Centre in Clonmel. This is just new footage that was out today.
Oh, I had this up yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with this and we'll finish up then.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you'll never sell them houses. Like, them houses are no.
Like, you look at those actual buildings themselves, right?
Yeah.
How many are they going to fit into each of them? Like, I mean, could 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 people fit into each one of those?
Yeah.
Like, if people don't think that there's not something seriously wrong with the size of that camp, and that's just Clonmel.
Yeah.
Like, you've got Blood Cross, you've got all these other places as well.
Yeah, your Towers or Tuffers, whatever you call it.
Towers.
Sorry,
well, we call it Towers.
I couldn't hear. Okay. What I said that was Clonmel, the new plantation centre. Well, it's not new anymore. It's been going on a long time now. Like, prime agricultural land. Yes, there was fairy folk and everything. Replacement homes. Liz Pepper. Look how big that is. Yeah,
it's shocking, Liz. I put it up again yesterday, and it's just shocking. And it's amazing. Like, I put it up on my TikTok, and I did it twice. Put it up, didn't do that great. Put it back up again, still didn't do that great. But then I'm being shadow banned or whatever on TikTok anyway. Because obviously, work class has been naughty, Paul. Very bold, the far right. Yes, you know what I mean. So
I wanted to just put it out there as well. The show is going out. I set up a YouTube channel yesterday for the show as well, for the Irish Column. So look for us on YouTube. You'll get us on YouTube. When I put out this show now later on or tomorrow, I'll put the YouTube link in there as well, because we're throwing it on the YouTube as well. There's only 2. I only have 2 people following it at the minute. So if you go on to it, like and subscribe and follow me. I'm delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, as we said again, protest tomorrow at the Dáil, 11 o'clock, if anyone is free. Come over and say hello to us.
Exactly, we'll be there. And I was looking for something there.
Is Ferg and them going to it as well?
I'd say so, yeah. Definitely say so, yeah. Just looking to see have I got the channel here. I thought I had it open here, but I mustn't have. Channel, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I have it there. I don't know how I can share the what you call it. Switch account, appear and send feedback. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll just put it in the comments there. That's it.
Just for the YouTube?
Yeah, at Irish Column it is. You know what I mean? I'll be putting the stuff up there later on. So we've done well tonight now, I have to say. Let me see what we're up to. But I'll just change my background there and get ready to do what we have to do.
Hey, Paul.
Wow.
Put Angel on.
Listen, my line is bigger than more.
Well, she is a direct descendant from the Lions. Yeah. I tell you, she's a personality to match as well.
Yeah. People, we've just hit 1100. Fair play to you. We're just short of a couple of 6 or 7. 1100, fair play. That's not bad for
that's
tonight.
Good. Midweek show, that's good.
Yeah, and if you can buy us a copy, buy us a copy. If you can't, don't worry about it.
Or buy us Bulmers.
Buy us a Bulmers, yeah. Talk about plantation, yeah.
Yeah, I know, Fred. I know.
Many thanks, Paul
Hi,
and Orla. Good night. Yeah. Listen, no problem. We will be talking to you. Orla, I'm going to drop you down and I will talk to you in the next couple of minutes.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
For a great night. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thanks. Cheers. So here we are. I'm just going to finish up here now. What's this? Saint, that must be me, is it? There are people homeless and still live with their parents and pay a lot of rent who are living with other people and have long life mortgages, and they give houses for free to strangers who hates us. Yeah, it's true. Slán, well done. It's just gone off there. Okay, sorry about that. I seem to everything just froze there on me. So just saying good night to everyone there now. Yeah, okay. Listen, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in tonight. And what I say every night when I'm finishing up here, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose and it will defend itself. Good night and God bless.